And here we are. We are underway. Uh, Getting everything synced up very nicely there by our GG Speedruns production team here. Absolutely phenomenal job there by Mr. Dino, as always. And here we go. Game number one. Razors on both, as usual.
So Volwrath is going to finish off the room here, and Drumboardist is going to get some extra swarmers. And it'll be about a 42 seconds for Volwrath and a 46 for Drumboardist. So 4-second lead here for Volwrath.
Yeah, just a bit early on that smart bomb, you'll see those extra little swarmers come out. You kind of tell by the score that you probably had a few extra come out right there. You're looking for about, I believe, 52,000 for your score coming out of that room if you get everything lined up correctly. Orb there for Drummy, though, so getting that first drop very nicely, holding down the center. Spreader on Volwrath's side, and gets the orb. There we go. All right, evened up.
So we have the orbs for both of our runners here, and Drumboardist having a nice collect power-ups here and has taken a very slight lead. There's basically evened it up, made up those 4 seconds.
Ooh, both getting a little close with those swirls starting in. I mean, it's all about, are you lined up for that door? You might have some shrapnel or something blocking you. I think we kind of had that for both runners there, but able to clean it up. Razor for Volwrath, so able to hold the center a little bit better. Drummy's getting it done, and then gets the spreaders, gets the rockets. There we go.
Both runners looking to be assertive here. Drumboardist picking up a Razor Shield. Going to try to utilize some of it here on the shrapnel, and oh, look at this. It is blink dead even.
I think
Drumboardist loses the orb.
Yeah, that beginning circle just couldn't get it cleared out. We were tied up, but yeah, it's you got to make sure you get that circle cleared out before you start moving. Drummy loses it, but let's see what the drops. Oh, unfortunately, key on Drummy's side, not getting anything.
Key on Volwrath's side as well.
Another key on Drummy's side. Oh no. And a third. I think that's a third in a row.
Is not part of the easy percent. And frankly, we're the way the pandemic's been, we've had 14 months of the self-pleasure dome.
5 drops there for Drummy. Got 4 keys and some shoes. Finally get some rockets to do something about this room. Oh boy, this is a rough one though. Definitely not a friendly total carnage for Drum.
So Volwrath going to be the first into the bonus prizes room at about 3:20. And Drumboardist, there's the swirls of shame. If you're in the room for, I believe, longer than 62 seconds, then those swirls come out to basically troll you and let you know that you've been in for too long.
Yeah, an unfortunate kind of side effect there, obviously, of losing that orb early in that room and then just getting nothing for drops. Kind of expect the swirl to show up at some point. Rockets, though, for Volwrath, able to take care of the gunners, gets it right away, establishes that center very nicely.
But not much in the way of drops here. A foot near the top, and Volwrath wants nothing to do with it. Well, now goes up and grabs it and gets another foot.
And a foot on Drumboardist side, unfortunately, up top too, as well. Just trying to survive. Gets another after taking the death there. We'll able to run around with the invulnerability here a bit, but yeah, looking for anything here. The nuke will help. Doesn't get it, though. Oh, no.
Drumboardist taking a death. Meanwhile, the orb, nice and healthy here for Volwrath. The shrapnel is going to explode, and it's going to be about a 438 into Mutoid Man.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah, Volwrath doing fairly well, keeping the orb going, dealing well with those early rockets, and a decent tank trouble there. Just trying to get the gunners. Doesn't get those grenades, unfortunately. So going to have to wait out for the next drop here. And unfortunately, orb breaks on the fist of Mutoid Man, so not able to get any ball buster, but get some lobbers, so able to deal some damage now.
Meanwhile, Drumboard is still having trouble with tank trouble, living up to its name here, just about at the end of the room, and is going to be in at a 522. Oh, and there's a spreader for Volwrath and an invulnerability.
Oh, and then the invulnerability right there. Oh, that's a nice little drop. And then able to just get the lobbers, keep that damage up. A glitch choid. Very nicely done from Volwrath.
That happens when you lose the second arm and pop the chest open before the second arm animation disappears.
Gunny has those gunners dealt with, gets grenades, gets one arm pop, gets an empty drop though, and run over, unfortunately. Mutoid's not looking any better than some of these early drops.
For Volwrath. Oh, but intentional death, and there's the spreader. What a gutsy play. Wow, that's going to pop the head. That's going to go to the final form, some transfer damage, but a death and a key.
Yeah, a great kind of anticipation of the weapon. You know, I don't have anything. Let's hope this is a spreader. We'll take the death, and it worked out perfectly. Volwrath on the final form with the spreader. Not great on the final form, but getting the damage in. Grenades, unfortunately.
Run over. Meanwhile, a continue over on Drumboardist side, and Volwrath is going to take game one.
Grenades able to get it done. Drumboard is actually, getting it to the almost getting his head popped off at this point. With as troublesome as that tank trouble lived up to be, definitely not too bad. Drummy should be able to close this out with hopefully a couple more weapons here to get it to the final form. Grenades there for Drumboardist, getting the damage in, getting the rockets. Yeah, I was gonna say if the rockets somehow has the spreader right there, it should only be a little bit more. It's able to finish out the room. Unfortunately, 8-minute time. I mean, when you see those kind of 8-minute times, you probably had a lot of RNG not working in your favor. And I think we saw that from Drumboardist side, unfortunately. But we'll see what games.
Or you're me. You're saying 8-minute times, you're me, or maybe 9-minute times, something like that.
By this time next year, you'll be saying that about 7-minute times, I'm sure. We'll all be saying that because everybody will have low 5 minutes all of a sudden. I'm sure the way that this game's been progressing, as far as the leaderboards are concerned, 530s are going to be the new barometer. It won't be the sub 6 anymore. Can you get a sub 530?
Well, true. That exclusive club only has 2, Brysolf and CHX42. Even if you go sub 540, there's 6 in that club. Oopla, Stormcrow 56K, Prince Leaf, and 40 Watt Range join there as well. So it is hard to say.
But that's the beauty about tourney time. This is when a lot of people, they're putting in the time, they're getting the runs in, they're dropping those PBs. So by the end of this tournament, it'll be amazing to see what that leaderboard looks like. Should be pretty crazy by the end of it. I imagine even more sub 6s dropping. Some some nice mid 5-minute times potential. A lot of things I'm looking forward to from this community. I'll be getting these two counted down here shortly as we get ready for game number 2 of this best of 5 matchup.
Now, looking ahead here, since this is our last of the matchups today, looks like we'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, just a little under 24 hours from now, where we will have another triple header coming your way. As Gruntiatus takes on Aquas, we'll also have Jackamus Wedge against Scotty, and Go-Go Zombie against Ares Fire Tiger. That all starts tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern here on GG Speedruns.
You're home for the Super Smash TV tournament. Should be an awesome Elimination Sunday. Every one of our 3 games going to be an elimination match. So win or go home. It should be a phenomenal day of runs. And if you didn't like hearing my voice for these 3 games, too bad, because I'll be the one commentating for tomorrow as well, alongside a good old LOZ Cards fan. That should be a fun one.
They're afraid to put Cards and I in the booth together. It's a little scary.
It's too much power, honestly. You're going to overload the circuits.
You're not wrong there.
Start this run here. We are looking at, a couple rocket drops here for Volwrath early. Not too shabby. Drumboardist trying to find him, gets the rockets himself there. And then a smart bomb kind of on the feet. Not exactly what you want to see, but will help establish the center. Shouldn't be too far behind. Volwrath getting in with a 127, 128. Drummy with about a 132, 133.
Yeah, Drumboard is having a little trouble with that last shrapnel in collect power-ups, and now is going to move into eat my shrapnel, but has his work cut out for him, but is utilizing those rockets very meticulously, not trying to empty the clip and waste shots on them, knowing how much they mow through enemies. But Volwrath has that orb, and that is just going to add to the time, and it's about a 2:09 into total carnage. And Drumboard is still waiting for the shrapnel to appear. And it'll be about a 2:16, so about a 7-second differential.
Yeah, about as good as you could really hope for Drumboardist. Again, not getting that orb, not seeing some great weapons. Starting off this room with grenades and invulnerabilities. So again, you're just kind of wondering, where are the good things? Spreader will help.
Well, the invulnerability wasn't terrible, considering that shrapnel were exploding like the 4th of July in the States, or like July 1st Canada Day up north of the border.
And the explosives going off here. We got the rockets on Drumboard's side. Finally start to see that orb. Volwrath getting a little movement, trying to get around, trying to get reestablished in that center, doing all right, still taking out those swarmers, not losing that orb, somehow keeping it healthy, trying to get back, but gonna finish out the room regardless. And Drumboardist is actually gonna take it. Oh, and Volwrath loses the orb right at the end, trying to get it finished off. Felt the pressure. No. Felt Drumboardist coming up right behind in this race and actually taking the lead for this product placement that we're seeing here.
Taco Bell, product placement with Taco Bell. Doggone it, I'm hungry. Hopefully there's no more of these.
I don't know. We have at least one more game coming up, so we'll see about that. Right now, Drumboard is getting to the corner with the orb, getting the shots up there, is able to take out both gunners by hugging that wall. Trying to get to the center, needs to get to, really low those rockets.
Drumboard is losing the orb trying to get to the rockets. I know those feels.
Can make this work though. Single rockets, some invulnerability, keeping the center. Really needs the drops to keep going. Rockets, there we go again. This is what you want to see. You got the feet too, so you're able to kind of nicely strafe around with those. Volwrath without an orb though, unfortunately. Getting the invulnerability, able to deal with that shrapnel, getting the spreader, get back to center.
But it's going to be Drumboardist first into Mutoid Man at about a 436, I believe. And a spreader to start off, but it's not a great position. He's taking the death, and that might have been a little too late, and it certainly was.
That's a tough one. You know you're going to have to go all the way up for it. Maybe trying to get around that mine. Maybe trying to take the intentional death. But yeah, unfortunately, just not able to get there in time for it. Rocket's able to deal with the swirl early for Volwrath, and then getting the lobber should be able to take care of the gunners with some well-placed shots here. Does. And hoping to get those lobbers into that trapezoid. Only one arm pop for Drummy and get an empty drop. Does get the lobbers there. So we'll start getting some damage. But an arm pop for Volwrath, not far behind at all as far as the forms are concerned.
Oh, there's a spreader, though, and Drumboardist is going to have to get it and try to manual, but immediately gets run over by Trolltoid. Meanwhile, there's another drive. It's another spreader!
It's another spread. Wow! The unfortunate, what appears to be a big mistake, and then just gets the absolute phenomenal spreader after the death there. Down to the second to last form there. Volwrath, again, not too far behind, still has the head up, but some drops here, or some non-drops for Drummy, and this is anybody's race still.
Well, that key certainly not helping, and some grenades not exactly ideal. I think Volwrath needs a spreader now.
Yeah, Volwrath definitely needs some help. The lobs to help. But a refill lobs for Drummy right there gets him right behind foul form here. And Drummy's looking to even this up.
And does.
It does. And here we are, 1-1 in the series into game 3. Well done by both these racers. Very close here through this one.
So Drumboard is going to take it here with a 7:07. It's going to be about a 7:20 for Volwrath. So 13 seconds difference. And Mutoid, again, leading the league in assists.
That's what it is. I mean, we've had some phenomenal races that have been within seconds, within frames. But even that race right there, 15 seconds or so, you're talking about like one spreader drop. That's about what can make that up. So incredibly close race there. Nice little back and forth between our two racers, and really looking forward to how this game 3 is going to shake down. Very nice.
It is certainly going to be interesting, and we thank you, those of you who have joined us here at GG Speedruns. Still have more to go. Mutoid is Gretzky. I knew he was evil. Yep, that's about appropriate there, Bryself.
And we'll get right into it. No delay. I'll be counting these folks down, and we'll be getting our third game started shortly.
So Tapatio J taking care of the countdown. This is a best of 5. We are even at 1 game apiece. The pivotal game 3 will be underway.
I hope Volwrath Volwrath was on normal.
No, Volwrath started at normal and not easy, so he's going to have a smaller clip here. So already an advantage to Drumboardist here in this. I was looking at it and I didn't want to say anything.
I just noticed as we were getting started, I thought they were good. They both said ready. Oh no. Okay, Volwrath. I wonder how much, if any, normal Volwrath has done, because it's significant. What you're gonna see is you're gonna see these power-ups going away a lot quicker on Volwrath's side. This would be amazing if Volwrath was still able to maintain and hang with Drummy here. This is taking the unintended handicap going into this race. I don't know.
Well, it's not unprecedented, as I found out that Jackamus did the same thing against me and still cleaned my clock by over a minute. So it's not insurmountable. But then again, it was Jackamus versus me, so that's a whole different story.
Yeah, Jackie, he will be able to handle it. He has run the normal percent before. This is potentially newfound territory for Volwrath on this. Wonder if it'll be something. I mean, I gotta figure if you've been practicing this easy percent, you kind of gotten used to how your clips run, how the game operates in general. Might throw you off a little bit to go into normal, and should be hilarious when we go to the score count at the end and Volwrath loads into the second arena here.
Yeah, that'll be a telltale sign of, oh, I think I made an oopsie. Volwrath focusing here on the shrapnel. Not really getting any weapons of note. Is going to pick up the grenades just to force another drop. Meanwhile, Drumboardist already into total carnage.
And yeah, as Brycel pointed out, that grenade ammo just melts. So something that's actually kind of nice if you don't want the grenades. Volwrath did need them though to clean up those shrapnel, and we'll finally be entering into total carnage here. Drummy with rockets, and just ignores the spreader there in the corner. Decides to just hold that middle.
Vol thinking about going for the nuke and opts to do so. But yeah, waiting for any kind of a weapon and getting more nukes here.
Yeah, not only having to deal with that limited ammo capacity, but getting nothing to even have ammo capacity on. Getting no weapons on Volwrath's side. Getting grenades. A little spreader. All right, gets a little something here.
I suppose, but now a 310 into the bonus room for Drumboardist, or more 309, I should say. As Volwrath still working on total carnage with an unintended handicap. Thanks to the beginning of the room here. Thanks to the beginning of the seed selecting normal instead of easy percent.
Drummy getting a phenomenal drop, gets the rockets immediately, tries and able to stay in the center, keeps it going, decides not to pick to be a vulnerability yet, does now as the tank comes out. Not a bad decision. You kind of hopefully but then loses the orb. The invulnerability giving you a little bit of wiggle room, able to actually take out some enemies, but unfortunately orb just gets out there enough.
So Drumboardist working on tank trouble here. Volwrath just getting into tank trouble, but also working with a bit of a shackle on his proverbial leg, thanks to accidentally selecting normal instead of easy percent.
Getting the orb, though, able to kind of stick in the corner, getting shots down, sees the rockets, able to get to those gunners. Drummy's going to be exiting out of tank trouble there at about a 436, 437 or so. Volwrath getting some rockets, so able to start dealing with this a little bit better. But yeah, you can see.
Oh, and Drumboard is getting the spreader and immediately getting gunned down by those front gunners.
Yeah, for Drumboardist, yeah, getting basically all you can do. You start taking out those gunners, get some lobbers there. Is able to start doing some a little bit more consistent damage. Can't get the refill, unfortunately.
A lot of shots being missed there on that on that lobber. Just able to get the arm off here, so there's a good chance here for Volwrath. Although the key to start off with not ideal. Takes out both gunners and tried to swing around for the ball buster, but was a little off with the intent. Now here is the lobber.
Lobbers from both. The Drummy going a little bit low, hitting about in the stomach range. Volwrath getting some all right shots, and then Mutoid kind of forcing the issue into the corner. Lobbers there for Volwrath, able to start that going. Drummy's going to be trying for a manual here. Maybe gets a little bit here, is able to get it down, gets the chest pops.
And just gets those grenades, but now opts against those and picks up the lobbers. And now more lobbers here as the head pops off. And now the second arm going off here for Volwrath. Volwrath's going to need a spreader and is going to need it now.
An absolutely great point from Bri brought up in chat. When you've been doing enough of these Mutoid man runs and that sort of thing, you get really used to how your weapon ammo operates when you need to go for the reloads, and that's going to be thrown out for Volwrath for sure throughout this entire fight. Probably like, why is this lobber running out so early? And because you're on normal, unfortunately. Drummy, though, getting it to final form, see him finish with the lobbers. Very nicely done. Gets those shots in.
Takes it here. It's going to be just north of 7 minutes here, about a 7:04. High 7:04, okay, 7:05. And I'd love to see the conversation in the matchup channel for this once Volwrath realizes.
Mutoid just back and forthing on the spread. Come on.
And the Rockets will take care of it here. And it's going to be a 7:55, I want to say. Yep, and Volwrath immediately resets. Yeah, Volwrath noted I saw the chat. Yeah, that's... it happens to the best of us. It's usually a mistake you only make once. At least you hope.
It's one of those things. I think you know, as far as setting up for these races, you're doing runs and that sort of thing. You're getting practice in. It just kind of goes to muscle memory, and maybe, you know, looked at chat, was typing something in a Discord, kind of got out of that muscle memory a little bit, and just didn't simply go down to the option, hit left once, and go back up to one player. Like, very, unfortunate mistake there. I think Volwrath will bounce back for certain. I see it going. We're going 5.
You think we're going 5 here?
We're going 5.
So race number 4, Drumboardist with the 2-1 lead in this best of 5. Both of our runners are set on easy. Well, to answer the question, why ever touch the skill level? So when setting up the manipulation to get the Razor Shield in Arena 1, it goes to normal percent 2 players. So you have to manually switch it back to easy before getting started. Some runners don't necessarily do that. The game automatically changes it in order to set up that manipulation. So with that explanation underway, we are underway here in game number 4. We've got Arena 1. Drumboardist trying to utilize that Razor Shield, being a little on the aggressive side, and is going to be first out of the room.
Yeah, Drumboard is almost stripping that Razor Shield completely down, which would be helpful, get you a little bit closer to the door as the room ends. But a pretty decent entry right here. And again, let's see what this first drop holds. This is usually going to be a pretty big indicator who's going to come out of this room fastest.
Well, a foot for both, so kind of holding serve, and another foot and a grenade out of not in a good position. A third foot here for Volwrath. So apparently the need for speed, but not so much for weaponry. Now grenades, and meanwhile a spreader for Drumboardist.
Yeah, grenades, it kind of getting in Volwrath's way a little bit. Wants to hold the center, but you don't want to grab those grenades accidentally, so has to kind of go out to the left of that a little bit. Kind of ruins your lines for some of the shots. And then just having to deal with the pea shooter, not really having the advantage with even something as simple as the spreader weapon. Comes out a little bit behind it into a 140 coming out of, or into Eat My Shrapnel here. So gets the rockets, that'll help.
That was very unfortunate for Volwrath. So many feet which increase your speed, but that's about it. Something football coach TOS.
Ooh, but there you go. That's what you're looking for Volwrath. Is able to use those rockets, gets a little bit of work done there, then gets the orb. Has 4 on screen. You don't want to see 4 shrapnel on screen at one time, but I think got rid of that one close enough to where didn't really lose too much time. Looking pretty good to finish out the room here.
And able to make up a little bit of time there, and now just needs to keep that orb healthy, and the Razor Shield will do that. An empty drop here for Drumboardist, utilizing those rockets in the meanwhile.
Yeah, now it's kind of flipped around. Drummy looking for that orb. Unfortunately, that Razor Shield just flying apart. This is going to get a little tricky trying to hold this center. It looks like all of the swarmers, though, really come from that right side, so able to kind of keep it half and half here. Doesn't go for the smart bomb, though, but gets the orb there. I guess better not to go for the smart bomb. Gets the right drop and then loses the orb.
The orb almost more rockets now for Volwrath. Trying to get to it, and does.
Replacement orb for Drummy.
Volwrath is going to take the lead. 321 into the bonus room. 325 for Drumboardist. So a rather high lead for Drumboardist has turned into a 4-second deficit.
But in the end, it all comes down to that product placement. That Taco Bell, that product placement from your friends at Taco Bell. Ugh. Rockets, though, for Volwrath, able to get the gunners. Very nicely done. Spreader, too. Volwrath is going to be able to clear this center. And really hunting for drops. Volwrath's on a mission to get some more rockets, get a Razor. Going out of the way to get that dude. Is dancing decently, able to still, get a good amount of the kill. Keep the kill count up. Gets the rocket.
Feet.
Drummy, unfortunately, without orb, still surviving in the center, dancing, getting the grenades, gets an orb on the drop. Can get back to center potentially. It's going to be sketchy. Able to do so. Well done by Drummy, actually. Oh, and then right, the purple swoops in. I thought it was clear. Oh, that purple took the angle and just clipped that. Oh, that's close. But rockets for Drummy. All right. Should be able to clear out.
44 into Mutoid Man for Volwrath. About a 457, so a 13-second lead for Volwrath heading in.
Volwrath will get those rockets with the orb on Mutoid Man. Will just demolish those gunners. The spreader, but just late.
Just missed by a couple of frames.
And that could be the one that determines it. Drummy gets a spreader. Oh, can't get the manual. Mutoid just rushes over to the right, stops that from happening.
And that missed spreader could be the TSN turning point.
Grenades on Volwrath. Gets another drop. Gets a refill. Spreader on Volwrath. Sees it a little late. My God. That Mutoid was absurdly me. Just barely gets the clip there. Both with their arms popped down to the same form. The damage coming out on Drumboardist side a little bit more consistently right now. And gets a spreader. Can do the manual. Does get it. Gets a form ahead now from Drummy.
Oh, and Volwrath gets zapped.
Able to get the lobbers, get some damage, but lobbers on Drummy's side as well. Getting the damage in, down to the second last form. Refill again for Drumboard. It's going to try to get there.
Going to try to make.
Oh, going to take the death though. This is a spread. This could get it right back.
Final form.
Volwrath with it right there. This is going to be right down in the next form. Yep, here we go. Final form for both. Run over. Oh, he gets run over.
There's the rockets. A death for Drumboardist! And
Volwrath takes it! Absolutely huge. I can't believe it right there. That spreader right there for that second to last form gets the transfer damage and is able to steal one for Drummy for game 4.
A 701 versus a high 706, about a 5.5 second difference, and we are going to a deciding game 5.
Phenomenal. Mutoid just giving and taking and giving and taking, and by the end of it, an absolute that was a nail biter at the end. Incredible, both down to last form. That additional damage from that last spreader for Volwrath, getting the transfer damage and getting the win. All right, we'll get these guys set up. Make sure Volwrath knows he got to reset his timer. You got it. All right, here we go. We'll get these guys started off shortly. Game 5. Here we go with the finale for your Saturday night. Hope to send you into the rest of your evening with a great last race here. This should be a good one. Let us know in chat who's taking it down. Who's taking this match? Who's staying in the tournament? It's win or go home here. Saturday night on the Super Smash TV 5th annual speedrun tournament.
Oh, this is rather wild. You love to see it here, but yes, both of these runners' tournament lives are on the line. I'm leaning slightly toward Volwrath here, and I think Brysolf making the same distinction here with the Rook gonna cook. But we will find out here as race number 5, and this best of 5 is underway.
I guess we're going to be a split booth here because I'm going to be going Drummy to take it in this 5th game. The savvy veteran maneuvers are going to come out. We're going to see some real good play. Should be a good one. Let's see how Room 1, Arena 1 starts out for both.
Volwrath doing a good job of utilizing that Razor Shield, and Drumboardist going to hit the Smart Bomb, and it's basically a dead heat. A slight advantage for Drumboardist, but maybe a half second at most.
I think Drum was maybe a step off, though, because they went to the left side to finish that off with a Smart Bomb. So with the extra step, they end up in dead heat going into collect power-ups here. Spreader for both now. Let's see who gets that first orb drop.
Waiting for the next drop. We've got feet for Drumboardist, another spreader for Volwrath. Good for clearing out the enemies, but they both want that orb. And invulnerability, Volwrath going to pick it up. It's trying to chase for that orb. There's a foot. And now Razor Shield for Drumboardist. He's going to be the first out of the room at a 128 and a 129 for Volwrath. So this is still a second apart.
Yeah, not bad from Drummy. Able to get that rocket in about the middle of the room and just kind of extend out the ammo for it with the invulnerability and Razor Shield. Where you don't have the orb, you could be a little bit more not so conservative with the movement there, and was able to lock it down. Rockets, though, for both of them, so they're able to clear out Eat My Shrapnel early pretty well here.
And Volwrath now, actually both runners waiting for the last of the shrapnel here. Drumboardist thought the room was over. It's going to be. It's a 2:11 and a 2:12, so still the same time differential heading into total carnage.
Drumboard is starting out with a little bit of advantage, starting with rockets in the room, but Volwrath gets them immediately, but then gets grenades on the feet, absolutely sabotaged right there for a good start to this room. Going to be looking, and both have Razor Shields now, so going to be setting up in the center.
Apparently this is going to be an orbless run. Volwrath ignoring the grenades. Drumboardist picks up the grenades. We've got a key and a dude. So both empty drops there. Another grenade, and Volwrath going to leave him alone. We got a spreader and a Razor Shield now for Drumboardist. Drummy getting the drops thus far, and Volwrath clubbed down by that green swarmer.
Oh, it's just getting into range, just taking hacks and getting a piece somehow of Volwrath right there. Probably not even worried about that. Oh, the purple's going to get it from the below. Just getting out that southern spawn. This is going to be tricky. And yeah, the swirl coming out for Volwrath. This is what happens. You don't see any weapon drops. It's going to be hard to keep that thing off screen. Rockets, though, that'll be the one saving grace for Volwrath here. We'll get into the next room with rockets.
Man, these drops for Volwrath are emptier than my soul. Drumboardist heading into tank trouble now with the spreader and gets rockets as well.
Oh, wow. And there you go. I mean, that is a phenomenal drop. The double strap, the crisscross on the strap, that is a difficult one. I think Drumboardist saw the first one, didn't expect that second one to pop. And that's going to be potential to even this room up. Let's see how it goes. Oh, the orb here for Volwrath. That's going to help even this up for sure.
Just needed to hang on to it here. We have not seen any orb drops prior to this in this race, or in this seed, I should say, or this particular race. Yes, words are hard. I'm excited.
Drumboardist does get a couple of rockets to kind of supplement not getting the orb here. Keeps it up, holds the center pretty decently. Gonna be out of here first still, but I think some time made up here from Volwrath.
Yep, a 439 for Drumboardist, and hopefully that is the last of the tanks. It looks like it is. One more shrapnel to go, and it's about an 18-second differential. That's a couple of empty drops right there.
Could go either way. Drumboardist seeing that, but decides not to go. Gonna go manual. Gonna try. Let's see. Rocket orbs. Volwrath able to spit those out. Gets them done pretty good. Lobber there on Volwrath's side is going to start being able to catch up on damage. Should be able to strip off this arm. Drummy, a little bit ahead. Should be stripping off the second arm very shortly here.
Well, gets the invulnerability, and there's a spreader. Wrong order, game.
The order of operations not quite going Volwrath's way. Trying to get a little bit of manual. Does not get it done there. Gets some rockets, though. Gets consistent damage. And the lobber will help here. This will start to key on Drummy's side. Could ignore that. We're on tied form right now.
Oh, and another empty drop and invulnerability here for Volwrath. Going to just take out a couple of the shrapnel and now get some grenades. And a key for both.
Grenades key for both, but Drummy takes the lasers. Gonna go down for a little bit here. Invulnerability, more empty drops, but a death from Volwrath. Won't be able to get to those lobbers. That could have been the pole head weapon right there. Key! Oh, no!
For it. Oh, game. Why do you troll so? Head popped off for Volwrath. Head popped off.
They're dead heat, both with lobbers. Getting them in. Refill for both.
Volwrath does know. Long way to go to get to the spreader.
No, and he blocks it. But let's see what this drop is. Last form here for Drummy. Volwrath has to get a manual. It has to be clutch.
But Drumboardist takes the death. There's the final form. A death for Volwrath as well.
It's nothing. Triple. Okay, we got spreader.
It does some semblance of damage.
I think that's a key on Drummy's side. An empty drop, and he sat on it. Grenades. Volwrath getting damage and triple.
Oh, Drumboardist is going to get it first.
Oh, my God.
Oh, this is close, though. The clock slightly ahead for Drumboardist here. Let's see how they stop it. It's going to be a 7:34 versus a 7:35. Drumboardist is going to take it and will advance, and Volwrath, unfortunately, will be eliminated, but about a 1 second difference between the two.